Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Right, it's Friday. Friday's the day of the week we turn to the BonBon buddies over on Patreon, and sometime before Christmas they voted in this one. And it's a map that I originally saw a few years back, released in 2018, so not a new map. And it's the sort of map that I would normally skip over on the workshop because it doesn't have much of a description. It only has one image and the image doesn't really show you that much. But there's enough in that image that made me think this map might just have something. And I was right. There's only one real thing about the map I don't like, and I will cover that one. You know I will. When we get down to ground. But when you consider that the creator only has one item on the workshop, which means
it's my first map.
That's right, they've done a pretty decent job of it. And I can see a lot of people quite happy to play on this one. Not me, for that one reason, which we'll get to later. But before we have a look at that, of course, we'll start off with the daily reminder. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's map is Sapphire Bay by Targaryen. Targaryen? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Targ. Is the emphasis on the tar or the gar or the yin? There's your start square. Looks pretty usable. Lots of coastline there as well. And I'm loving the tree painting on today's map. The terrain heights, a very flat buildable space for most of the map. Again, that is something that a lot of you are going to like. It's not really a resource map. Forestry is basically what you have today if you're looking to do a resource map. But listen, forestry is a resource. And fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it's a bit okay. It's okay. Off to the workshop. What do we need? No DLC required today. We have a few subscription things on the left, but no links and no one-click collection. Bermuda style theme, the BonBonB tree and events. But there's that thumbnail I was talking about. It's just something about it. Maybe just the way that the sand has been polished and smoothed. But there's something that said to me this map has a little bit more than the normal. Anyway, we have a very straight highway that leads down to the start square. And you can see we have barely a tree on there. Barely a tree down here, if any at all. And then we have the rail, which runs parallel with it most of the way. And it's the branch line. Yeah, it's the branch line. Yeah. So the rail fails. But the highways on the whole are clear. We have got overhanging trees, but that's allowed. That's allowed. You just don't want things growing on the highways. And we've, on the whole, managed to avoid that on today's map. My problem with this map, though, is this highway and the rail. But yeah, the rail's got its own issues. Go and see a doctor, Mr. Rail. But problem for me with the highway is on the map, which is very ergonomic and very curvy, which we'll see from the top down again in the second half of the show. This highway is just too straight. It's a highway that encourages that grid city build on a map that, look, there's nothing wrong with a grid city build, but this just doesn't feel that it fits. The rail, by the way, is going to do a right angle turn in a moment. I'm okay with that as well. And there's a little bit of foliage on the highway there. There you go. One little tree on the highway. But yes, that one dead ends just up there. It'll do. It'll do. This rail, fine. And then the highway is going to continue. What the highway will do is it will stay completely straight and true the entire length and give us a couple of very nicely used clover leaves. Now, I know they're not everybody's favourite, and I would agree they're not my favourite either, but they do, and of course you can upgrade them and customise things, but I imagine a lot of more experienced builders playing on this map will just be getting the bulldozer to them and going, nope, what I want at this intersection is one of these, and then being creative. But yeah, I mean, the map, I mean, we look at the trees. Again, there are no links to any of the trees, so you've either got them or you haven't. Or you've got to search for them, which I think's a no-no. You should have a link. should have a look. There's a requirements list on the right for a reason, and you should have a link to them. Or even, like I say, the collection with collections which are just make everything easy for everybody. Oh, I said we're using the Bermuda theme. I have not said that we're using the realistic 1.2 LUT, because they've not prescribed the LUT, so we're using the standard LUT, or the Watt Map standard LUT, as voted by you. Right, anyway, the highways, not going to do anything special. On the plus side, equidistant, you know, equidistant. And then trees in the middle of the road, which, again, some of you are going to, like me, really? But hey, it's a perfectly straight road. I don't think a tree in the middle of the road is going to really do anything special. At the end, we have a wishbone, and it's fine. It's fine. You didn't want to have a clover leaf here. You're going to run out of land to build on. Anyway, it's about time for that intermission. Be right back after this.
Want to add a custom hedge maze to your park but don't have the time to build one? Why not try BonBonB's modular hedge maze set? This guide will show you how to select and use the right units. Click the information button below.
Still surprises me how few people have subscribed to that hedge maze set. You know, you patch them together like a jigsaw and they fit, and you can actually follow a path through, you know. Anyway, back to Sapphire Bay by Targaryen. And shipping routes. We have this one that comes in from the edge, and no shipping triangle, but that's fine because it doesn't actually connect. And then we have another shipping route that runs up the other side of the map, which just runs the length of the map. I mean, these are just going to do the job. Basically, they're not going to have you excited. They're not going to have you jumping about for joy. Not going to have you going, I wonder how they came up with that. You're just going to say, look, we've got ships on the horizon and they can reach pretty much anywhere I want to put a harbour. So why are we complaining about it? We're not. So anyway, that's the shipping routes. Air routes there as well. Obviously, you can see the plane there. Boom. We do have water in the start square, but it's not really moving. So if you like to pump and draw, be careful. You're probably going to be wanting to play with your water towers on this one, but that's fine. There's no harm in that at all. And then the shape of the map, like look how curvy it is and how natural it feels. Like the bends here, and we've got the bend of the river there, and the curve of the mountains and the coast, and then you've got this perfectly straight highway that just doesn't fit with the rest of the map. That's why the only reason why I wouldn't play this map, other than not having enough time. The tree painting, I like the tree painting on this map. We got a few naughty trees. We'll cover the naughty trees in a minute, but there are a few. But all told, I think the overall score for tree painting on the map is pretty high. We have some sand dunes, and they're pretty high as well, actually. But do you know what? I kind of buy them on this map. Even the sand on the rocky area here looks like it might have just been blown up from that sand dune. Here, I mean, look here, we have a completely blocked in cove. You can imagine sand getting pushed into this cove. Just getting pushed in, it's got nowhere to go. And because it's got nowhere to go, it stacks up. These are about 80 meters deep at their deepest. I mean, admittedly, that's too deep, but equally, I can buy into it. I can believe it. So, yeah, that's fine. We got a couple of trees getting their feet wet in the lake, and you probably spotted one or two elsewhere already. This little lake, it's a cute one, this one. Cute little lake there. And a good tree coverage as well. And within the tree limit as well today. Here, I'm not so sure about sand being on the top here, because I'm not sure where it would have blown in from. Whereas the other one had the dune right in front of it. Maybe up from the beach, but I'm not really so much buying into the sand on those upper areas there. And then here, I can live with the sand around this area quite happily, mostly. Nice beaches. Again, the Bermuda theme gives you a lovely sand to work with as well. So good choice of theme. Well done to the creator for that. The river, it's fine. The spawn point is, yeah, it'll do. It's 2018 standards. It will do though. There's nothing really to grumble about. And then it follows a fairly pleasing route. Heading down thick tree lines as well, so it feels alive and feels like it's actually bringing life down to the lake. I'm not sure where the water goes from the lake. We're assuming an underground river down here. We do have a few drowned trees down at the bottom here in fairly deepish water at that point as well. Yes, 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 they've got their trunks on. Those of you that want me to say it for their BonBonBingo cards, link is still in the description for BonBonBingo. I'm not promoting it anymore. I'm just like, it's there for people that want to play it. Oh, meanwhile, we have the asset of the day. It's an asset pack. It's the Argentina Low Commercial Pack by Duhya. And these are great. These are great. They tell you what, assets of this sort of quality really help me play GeoGuessr. When I see buildings like this, I immediately know what part of the world I'm in. Amazing work. Look at that one. Indoor garage. Anyway, factoids, because factoids, as we are in Sapphire Bay, let's do a sapphire factoid. Sapphire is a precious gemstone, a variety of the mineral called corundum. Corundum? Yeah. Consisting of, here's one for the Americans to giggle at me, aluminium oxide. I can say aluminium. Aluminum oxide, aluminium oxide with trace amounts of elements such as iron, titanium, chromium, vanadium, never heard of it, and magnesium. The name sapphire is derived from the Latin sapphirus and the Greek saphiros, both of which mean blue. Sapphires are second only to diamonds in durability, are ranked 9 out of 10 on the Mohs scale. M-O-H-S scale. Mohs. Anyway, I'm loving this. Now, I had to do this one. I had to come down to this garage. The Argentina Low Commercial Pack by Duhya. Look at this on the inside. But I had to have a little look up the ramp. Now, you can't see up the ramp from outside. But I had to do this. Just to see. And you can see up on the inside. I'm not grumbling. I'm just being picky for no reason. The Argentina Low Commercial Pack by Duhya. Yeah, I'm not being picky. Just curiosity. Why not? If I could walk into the building, can I not have a look up the ramp? Anyway, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It'll take you to the voting page where you can vote for free with a Facebook, Gmail, Apple, or a Patreon account. But what do I think of today's map? Well, I think they've done a pretty decent job. I think the thumbnail could be better. Okay, I'd like to see more images in the thumbnail, but aesthetically, once you're into the map, I like it. I'm gonna say that the problem is those assets are listed but they're not linked, so it's one of those awkward things. I kind of got to punish it a little bit for that. I'm gonna go for a high 3. It kind of borders that and 4 stars. Had they been linked in, I probably would have given the 4th star. Detailing, yeah, I'm loving the tree painting and some of the sand work, but let's go medium high 3. There's nothing here that really tells me I have to give it a 4th star. And again, links. Gameplay potential, I'm going to go for a medium high 3 again, solely because you get the conflict between, is this a grid city or an organic city? Sapphire Bay by Targaryen. Yes, had that highway given just a little bit of like a more interesting story, maybe a split, a break, or something like that, rather than just that easy straight line, I think that would have added a little bit of more inspiration into the map. But as it was, it's not bad for an older map, I'll tell you. It will have its fans. It will have its fans. Anyway, if you're still here, one of my fans maybe. I've gone. Word of the day into the comments. 20 and out elite, blah blah blah. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.